ready? Good evening. I'm calling to order the May 21st, 2018 Board of Education meeting for the City of Bristol, Tennessee Schools. I will first establish that we have a quorum. We have 4 out of 5 members present. Mr. Pyle is unable to be with us tonight. At this time, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, which will be led by Darius Urey. If you wouldn't mind coming up, please. Please join us. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. We will first consider the consent items on the agenda tonight. Among those items are the approval of the minutes from the April 16th, 2018 meeting, our financial reports, which were presented to us and reviewed at the work session this past Thursday, a number of surplus and obsolete items that we are required to approve the disposal of, also the appointment of Rebecca Adams as the fiscal agent for the Bristol, Tennessee City Schools, and also the form of our handbook for next year's school year of 2018-19. Do I have a motion to approve the consent items?
I so move. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Ms. Jenkins?
Chair Harrison?
Yes.
Secretary Welch?
Yes.
Mr. Linkus?
Yes.
Mr. Butcher?
Yes.
Next, we wish to mention that tonight, immediately following the meeting, we will have a reception, a dinner at the dining hall at King University, which we're going to recognize a number of individuals for years of service, awards that they received, tenure teachers that we're also going to recognize here in just a little bit. We hope that everyone will be able to attend. Next, we are going to have representatives from the CTE department of Tennessee High School who will present on their participation in the second annual First Tennessee Solar Go-Kart Challenge, which I'm sure a lot of us read about in the paper and saw on television.
Hey, good evening. I don't know how many of you came in the front, but the nice solar go-kart is out there for you to go view after all, if you haven't already. I'm going to let Mr. Plell and Mr. Anderson present this, but first I want to start by saying these guys right here are amazing because they've already graduated and they came back to spend the night with us tonight. So I really appreciate that. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Plell.
Good evening, and I'm going to ask all my friends to come up and join us. I'm Steve Plell. For those of you who do not know me, I am the Director of Career and Technical Education for Bristol City Schools, and I'm going to let these guys introduce themselves before we get started.
Steve Anderson. I'm the advanced manufacturing teacher.
I'm Blake McElroy, and I was a senior at Tennessee High School.
I was Houston Blevins, and I was a senior at high school.
I'm Nick Dobbins. I'm also a senior.
And
my name is Darius Urey.
All right, guys. I appreciate them being here tonight, and really what I'm going to do is just kind of set the stage for what the First Tennessee Solar Go-Kart Challenge is and has been over the last 2 years. We are just completed our second year, the Solar Go-Kart Challenge. This was a event, a project that was put together last year as a regional STEM initiative, STEM project. 20 high schools from across Northeast Tennessee received a $99,000 Perkins Reserve grant from the state of Tennessee. That works out to be about $5,000 per school, which allowed the schools to purchase their gasoline-powered go-karts, and then all of the equipment and all of the fun stuff, they got to change it into solar power, which these guys are going to talk about here in just a minute. But to get us started, first we are going to just real briefly watch a quick news video from WJHL.
Returned to Bristol Motor Speedway today. Not NASCAR drivers hitting the high banks. Instead, dozens of students showed off their skills.
Pretty impressive. Carissa Winstead learned students built their own go-karts before putting them to the test.
The second annual First Tennessee Go-Kart Challenge is funded through a Perkins Reserve grant. These high schoolers reconstructed go-karts and made them run strictly on solar power. Today they had the opportunity to see their hard work finally pay off.
You have to throttle in, your motor controller still flashing red.
Students are putting the finishing touches on their go-karts in the pits at Bristol Motor Speedway. 20 high schools from Northeast Tennessee have worked months, some even years, on these go-karts that are powered strictly by the sun.
We're going to race them today.
The long hours put in
It's like an all-year process from when we start school till now.
are about to pay off.
All right, just go as fast as you can. Does everybody understand
The go-karts will go through 3 different stages: appearance, speed, and endurance. But how do they work?
The solar panels take the energy from the sun, convert it into electricity. The electricity then goes to that blue controller, which powers the motor. And then this black controller on the back takes the energy from here and sends it through the blue controller so that it all runs.
The go-karts don't hit speeds that Bristol Motor Speedway is used to seeing, but these students are learning STEM skills that they will be able to take with them long after high school.
Math is involved, engineering is involved. They have to be able to figure out gear ratios and how many amperage hours and watts.
I think it's interesting to know. I mean, instead of taking your car to a dealer, or a shop, you can just about fix it.
Green Technology Center won the endurance category, and Hampton High School won the speed category today.
Mr. Anderson said that they cheated, so that was the reason that those two teams won. If you didn't notice in the video, the guy in the lime green shirt and the big huge hat that was covering a bald head, that was me. I had the opportunity this year to actually organize this event for the region with Bristol Motor Speedway, so it was really exciting. And now for all the interesting fun stuff, I'm going to get these 5 guys and Mr. Anderson to really talk through what they did and how they did it.
All right, so what we had to do was first take all the gas components off of it and then figure out how we were going to make this thing work on solar power, because none of us really had an idea on what to do, so we had to do a lot of research on that. So before, this is basically what it looked stripped down before it was painted. And then, and here's what it looks like today. So we changed the, you can see the, on the back where the battery goes, we had to try to put the stone castle look to it. We used a rock paint, and then we just kind of add some other details to it. This year we also added on the front, you'll see a front scoop. Last year we didn't have all that, so kind of make it more aerodynamic.
Well, may we ask you some questions?
Yes.
How much do the panels themselves actually weigh?
I think about 25 pounds, give or take.
So you have 2 out there?
That's correct.
And did you have to put the panels together also?
No, the panels were already, we bought the largest.
Bigger the better,
Bigger
right?
the better.
Yeah.
So we can get more sun in that way. And like I said, the ones we were running, it's 320, so it brings in both 1,000 volts is what it'll bring in with the sun. So we also had to use 2. This year we were limited. Last year it was kind of, the rules wasn't concrete. Everybody used 4 batteries or whatever. This year we used 2 12-volt batteries to give us a 24-volt system. And that was a minimum range of what our solar panels are good for. So we could, if we had 2 more batteries, we could up the speed on it with our charger.
How long can you hold a charge? How long?
Well, it just depends. This year, I think it'll be on one of the slides. Last year, we didn't really have an idea, so the race, we just pedal to the metal, and we didn't make it too far. But this year we figured out, we changed some of the sprockets, and then we just decided to, because we could go a minimum of 10 miles per hour on the endurance race. So we decided to keep it tracking. The drivers kept track of that. They had a cell phone that had a little app on there where they could gauge how fast they were going, and we tried to keep the speed down to 10, and we were able to get 48 laps.
Wow, that's a lot.
Bet they were bored.
We could have got a couple more, but the cloud was starting to come in, and we were at our limit. Our battery was about to go out. So, but the top speed, I think Darius was doing the speed race, and you clocked us at 33 miles an hour. So that's just with two batteries. So if you was to put four batteries on there, you could have upped the speed a whole lot more than that.
So when you all come out there, are the batteries already charged, or they're dead and then they get charged by what you've put on with the solar?
So, yeah, they were already charged, and then we had the speed race, and was first, and we had to wait an hour. Everybody got an hour to recharge, and then from there we started the endurance race.
How did you decide that Darius was the driver in the speed race?
He volunteered. And here's just some looks of the atmosphere at the racetrack.
So again, my ignorance is profound, but the reality is that the solar panels don't run the car.
No.
So if you didn't have a battery, the engine wouldn't be enough voltage or whatever it is to make that engine work. There's no direct currenting.
I think some of the batteries, or some of the cars had extra solar panels, so I think if you had extra solar panels, it would also
Possibly.
help
Okay.
run it without the batteries. You're always bringing in more charge, so the battery wouldn't.
Okay.
That's what we kind of figure for next year. More solar panels.
One of the really awesome things about this project that I have witnessed over the last 2 years being involved with this is just the different designs, all of the different designs that students from across the region came up with. So as you can kind of see with our cart, we had the solar panels mounted on top, and then the second one is at an angle, so it gives it a little bit more of an aerodynamic shape. But some of the carts were, had their solar panels were on the kind of front and real low to the ground. You had other ones that they were almost looked like a pickup truck, where the solar panels were the bed of the pickup truck. It was just very interesting how they had all the different designs to kind of put this all together. So I said it in the interview on the video, but all of the math that went into this, all of the engineering that these students have really had to figure out to be able to put this together and to make it operate as it should is just incredible. The amount of machining that they had to do to, they made parts that went onto this go-kart for it to be able to run and operate correctly. All of those things are skills that these students are going to have and be able to use the rest of their lives. They're going to be able to do, if there's something that breaks in their house one day, they're going to have the ability and the know-how to figure it out and to fix it, problem solve. They worked really well together as a team. It was exciting for me to watch, from a distance on race day, them working as a team, as a crew during driver changes. The actual event, students had to. There were two different races. There was a speed race, and then there was the endurance race. The endurance race, they actually had to change drivers every 10th lap. So seeing them work as a team to make sure that they were changing drivers and getting back out on the racetrack as quickly as possible, it was impressive, and it was pretty neat to watch. So last thing before we get into everything else that you guys have going on this evening, have another video, and it's a point of view video. We actually had a GoPro camera mounted on the cart, and it'll show you as we're going around. It'll actually show speed, the cart was traveling, and you'll get to see the other carts going around as well. So thank you very much for your time. I appreciate the board's support for our CTE programs. I appreciate our seniors, our graduates now, coming back to be with us tonight, and all that they did for our Solar Go-Kart team. We've got students that are interested in wanting to be a part of it for next year, so I appreciate them as well, and thank you guys for this evening.
That seemed really rough, was it?
Well, and I'll let them speak a little bit to that. If you didn't get to see the cart outside, go out and take a look at it here after the meeting, because it's a little bit tight. I don't think that I could get in there. It's not smooth. It was a little bit bumpy, wasn't it? Yeah. It was a little bumpy. But if you notice in the video, they were going about 22, 23 miles an hour, somewhere right around in there, and then they slowed way back. And that was communication from the pit crew saying, "Hey, slow down, we don't want to run our batteries out."
Then Anderson said, "The book is."
So, thank you very much. I appreciate you very much for allowing us to present on this tonight.
That was great.
Thank you all.
From all of us, that was very enjoyable. Thank you very much. Next is the segment of our meeting where we have comments from the public. Ms. Craddock, as she checks our sheet to see. No, we have no takers tonight. Moving on to old business, we have a number of policies that we are going to vote on second reading. Some of them are flashing across the screen. All of the policies we reviewed at our work session previously and discussed, and they're listed. Do I have a motion to approve the policies on second reading?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion by the board? Seeing none. Ms. Jenkins?
Mr. Linkus?
Yes.
Secretary Welch?
Yes.
Chair Harrison?
Yes.
Mr. Butcher?
Yes.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is the estimated 2018-2019 budget.
Madam Chairperson, I would like to make a motion that we table on the agenda the estimated budget for allowing of additional review by us. As we've had discussion, I want to continue that, please.
I would like to second that.
I have a motion and a second, and what we will be voting on is to table the budget to allow for additional review. Do I have any further discussion? Ms. Jenkins?
Secretary Welch?
Yes.
Mr. Linkus?
Yes.
Chair Harrison?
Yes.
Mr. Butcher?
Yes.
Thank you. Next, we have the consolidated application. This is from our district. We have to pass this each year to send in. Do I have a motion to approve the consolidated application?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Thank you. Ms. Jenkins?
Mr. Butcher,
Yes.
Chair Harrison,
Yes.
Secretary Welch,
Yes.
Mr. Linkus.
Yeah.
Thank you. We have one policy on first reading, which deals with medicines that are brought to the school. And as I understand it from Dr. Bowen, we are amending the policy in order to make it to conform with new requirements. Do I have a motion to approve the policy changes on first reading?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any additional discussion? Ms. Jenkins?
Mr. Linkus.
Yes.
Mr. Butcher,
Yes.
Chair Harrison,
Yes.
Secretary Welch.
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. Next, for something that's always enjoyable for us as a board, tonight we have the tenure recommendations from Dr. Lilly. And if you would, as I call your name, if you would, please stand so that we may recognize you. There are a few folks who can't join us tonight. First is Dorothy Austin. She's not able to be with us tonight. Ashley Barb from Fairmount. Thank you. No, stand up. Stay. You stay. Jamie Barnes from Vance and could not be here tonight. Jennifer Cox from Anderson. Thank you. And Andrew Cross from Tennessee High. Chelsea Delgadio from Tennessee High. Carrie Eubanks. There she is in the back. Jackie Everhart from Tennessee High. Shannon Hayes, Tennessee High. Beth Link, Fairmount. Thank you. Whitney Maddox, Vance. Amy Marion could not be with us tonight from Fairmount. Megan Ramsey, Avoca. Shannon Rollins, Tennessee High. Colleen Simones, Anderson. Derek Shipley, Tennessee High. Regan Stallcup from Vance. Okay. April Stipes from Fairmount. I thought I saw you. Ashton Taylor from Vance. And Tim Taylor from Vance. Dr. Lilly.
So we are very proud of our newly tenured teachers and plan on recognizing them at the recognition dinner following this, but can we give them a round of applause?
Oh, okay. We have to vote again. We have to vote again.
I think we have to approve it still.
Okay, we have to approve you.
It's not official yet.
Hold on.
Yes, it is.
All right. I would like a motion to approve the
Please, may I?
teachers recommend.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Butcher, we got you. Teachers that we've identified for tenure. I have a motion.
Second.
I
Go for
have
it,
2
Derek.
seconds. I have lots of seconds. I have a motion and a second. Ms. Jenkins.
Secretary Welch,
Absolutely.
Mr. Linkus,
Yes.
Chair Harrison,
Yes.
Mr. Butcher.
Enthusiastically.
All right, thank you very much. All right. Thank you, and hopefully we'll see you in a little bit. Then we'll celebrate again. All right, now, Dr. Lilly, we have the report from the Director of Schools.
Thank you. We were so excited, we clapped twice for you. So, this is a very exciting time of the year. So much good stuff is going on. At Tennessee High's Class 9 alone with scholarships, when you look at including the Hope Scholarship, our students receive $4,061,772 worth of scholarships. So that's pretty awesome. Other things, we got to go to the Rotary Academic Honors Breakfast. We got to see the seniors walk around the elementary and middle school. The graduations this past weekend were just awesome, and to hear Ms. Kirk talk about all the accomplishments of our students, it's really humbling to hear all the wonderful things going on. So we are blessed to been a wonderful school system. We've got great students, involved parents, and certainly a caring faculty and staff for which we're very thankful. And we're looking forward to the reception after this to further recognize folks. We're also very appreciative of our school board. You know, we had Teacher Appreciation Week not too long ago, and through the board's support, we were able to give some really nice long sleeve shirts to folks, and so we actually have some shirts for you as well.
you.
So I want to give
Wonderful.
those to you. That's for Dr. Welch. This is for you.
Thank you. That's very nice.
So it has been a really, really great year, and we look forward to working harder over the summer to make sure we have an even better year next year. Thank you.
Thank you. And I do not believe our city council liaison has joined us again. Nope. Moving on, we have comments from the board.
I have a few, thank you. First of all, we're so very proud of our new tenured teachers. You know, the process is so much more rigorous than it used to be. I mean, you can't even depend on yourself. Sometimes at your school, it's your mates and so forth, is how the whole thing goes. But just know that, to borrow a line from Ms. Kirk, you are Bristol, Tennessee City Schools, and we are so proud of you for having this accomplishment. We're also proud of our system, of course, and all the things we've accomplished this year. You know, been to all the honors days at the elementary schools and the middle school, and of course the culmination of a really outstanding graduation at Tennessee High School. You know, I thought it was just a great blend of ceremony and celebration. And you could see those kids really, really were loving being a part of Tennessee High School. So, you know, congratulations to all you faculty and the staff and administration, particularly Ms. Kirk. Congratulations to you. It was just excellent. And, you know, we need to continue to pursue these things. And, you know, we had to table our budget tonight, not for long. We'll get it worked out, but we've got to be very, very careful because we don't have the resources we once had. So I just want to encourage anybody that has, you know, fiscal responsibility, our new county commissioners, our city council and so forth, to really support us so we can continue to have our kids have you know, academic excellence, college and career ready, because we need your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Richard. Anyone else? All right, well, I'll take 2 minutes. So driving from my house to work, I usually hit the Holston View time frame of coming to elementary school. And every day I would go by the crossing guard. And I was like, I don't know who you are. My kids are not at Holston View anymore. And she is always, you know, waving, but she is like, get your car in and get your car out, which is exactly what we need. And I thought, you know, these are the folks that our kids see, but we don't really recognize them or say thank you to them. So I asked Ms. Jenkins if she would help me. And what I'd like to do is say thank you to these folks because they pull double duty, a lot of them. They do the elementary school and then they go to Vance, or they go to Vance and then they go to the elementary school or Tennessee High. But at Anderson and at Tennessee High, Robin Witt, and at Avoca and at Tennessee High, we have Carolyn Berry. At Fairmount and at Vance, we have Catherine Wheeler. At Haynesfield, we have Brenda Wampler, who also goes to Tennessee High. Holston View is Deborah Smith, and then she also goes to Tennessee High. And at Vance, we have Catherine Wheeler. So she's back and forth Fairmount to Vance. So I just wanted to say thank you to those folks because they do a great job and they keep the cars moving and try to keep our children safe, which is really important to all of us. And I also wanted to say congratulations, Thompson Tennessee High School. Graduation was really fun. It's really great when your child isn't there and you can watch it without thinking you're going to choke up. And class night was very interesting too. I enjoyed it. And to the tenure teachers, I want to say congratulations, because as the daughter of a first grade teacher who taught for 32 years, I saw what she did and I know what you do. And on a personal level, I want to say thank you, because there are faces in this room that have either coached or taught my children, and you've had a profound effect on both of them. Some of them, I got one still coming, so be on the lookout, Tennessee High. But I just want to say thank you, because what you do every day is recognized by a lot of people. If we have no further comments, we are adjourned. We will see you next month. Thank you very much.
You-